and really to help, I'm hoping you're going to help us sort of walk through and think through what the implications are, not just for the NBA, but for sports more broadly. And we've talked about this as being a real test of leadership for Adam Silver. It may very well become a test for some of the other leaders in sports, but also potentially leaders of other businesses around the country.
Andrew, I was thinking yesterday as this was unfolding, and all of a sudden it was the Bucks, and then it was the entire NBA, then it was the WNBA, and then you had 3 baseball games and Naomi Osaka in tennis. It's almost like traveling in Europe during the summer, and you get a wildcat strike, and the Tube is shut down in London, and the Louvre shuts down if you're going to see. This doesn't happen. It used to happen in the U.S. in our labor industry in the 70s. It hasn't happened here for a long time. And essentially that's what it was. And it was with a very specific point. It was to try to continue to bring attention to the police violence, the social injustice, the racial divide that we have in our country. And let's face it, along with the Obamas and musicians, athletes are probably the most well-known, visible, prominent African Americans in our country. And for these players to use their platform at this significant time really is impactful across the spectrum, beyond the sports page.
Right. Mike, let me ask, and I hope it's not an uncouth question,
Sure.
given the moral issues that underpin these protests, but there's an economic issue as well with all of this, which is to say it costs something to protest. Historically, entertainers have often used their stage to make protests, to stand on that stage and make protests. This is something very different, and in some respects is going to cost potentially the owners of these leagues, the networks that have deals with these leagues, the sponsors. Should the cost be borne by them? Should it be borne by the players? Should it be borne by all of them? How is this supposed to work?
Yeah, Andrew, it's going to impact the entire ecosystem if it continues and it's long form. Remember back the Michael Jordan documentary, and back in the day, this was so well known. Jordan was asked to support a Democrat, and the line was Republicans buy sneakers too, right? There has always been this reticence by athletes to put their foot, toe, body in the water of political conversations. I think that has changed, and because of that, their voices are carrying a lot louder and a lot farther. So this is going to happen, and we arrived at this inflection point yesterday. To the financial side of it, the players, a lot of their salaries and revenue are generated by television money and people coming to the games. Obviously, people coming to the games, the leagues have taken a hit. All the designated gross revenue that goes into these salary caps in the sports are certainly going to be impacted by the pandemic, by who knows when we're going to see fans again. And if there are no TV games or rights fees, that's going to impact it as well. So you're right. It's going to be an issue. How that gets spread out and who feels the burden of that, the players are certainly going to feel some of that. That's in part of the reason that what they're doing right now really resonates with a lot of us, more than we've ever seen athletes be active on this broad a scale.